This is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWx is my empire, here today with my friends from NRT as we play Waystone Mysteries. At this point in time, they know Dexter, but they don't know what his deal is. So, let's get to it. Everybody remember what happened last week? Or last time?
I honestly don't quite recall who Dexter was.
Dexter Willit, the cabinet member of United States Cabinet member of the Interior, Assistant Interior.
That's right. We're pretty sure he was the guy that was working with the vampires, right?
You have a considerable thinking that he is.
No confirmation, but it's a working theory.
It's a working theory.
And we got that because he had some kind of connection with the professor who was murdered.
Correct. So, what else do we know happened last week? You went to the person's home the week before that to find out, to find a journal. You find the journal, and Elle finds some information out. Vinny actually finds out that Dexter Willit's in there, and almost chums with this guy in his journal. Francis, you've been doing some detailed work on trying to figure, you were doing some detailed work on trying to understand the language that was put in there. We never
and I failed so hard I got a headache.
Because you failed so hard, you never, yeah, you got the major headache. Then after that, you guys decided to get a hold of Dexter Willit. When you do get a hold of Willit, because you actually got his number and the invite that he had, you tell him to meet you at 10 o'clock over in Francis's home. Well,
yeah, that place has been turned over.
It was ransacked before 10 o'clock.
So we moved the we moved the meeting to a docks.
Yes, you did.
Nearly watched the gang war start. Almost egged it on.
You did egg it on,
his
actually.
class war.
You didn't almost egg it on. You did egg it on. It's just you failed to get them to accept it. But it got close. It really got close. And then after you guys left there without meeting with Willit, because of how many Secret Service he brought with him, you demanded that he bring 2 people, but you didn't say where. Oh, okay. So that's where we're at. Alright.
Okay, so stuff did in fact happen in the, 5 minutes after I left.
No, after you left, we pretty much ended.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, I leave the floor to you, Elle.
Well, the only thing that did happen was Francis went to MIT to check Dexter Willit's records.
Oh, right, records.
Gotta
We got an
pull justice out of
address. Well, multiple addresses
You
out of
got
it.
4 addresses. In several different states, actually.
So we got to find out if one of those addresses is registered to the plate on the guy's car.
Which is what we need Vinny to do.
I can look that up.
Okay, you were given a Vinny's, or you've been given.
Do cars even have registration?
Yes, they do. A small reservation. It's. Their registration was.
I know we looked this up last week.
Yeah, it was like in the 1800s, actually. When cars just started coming out. So, yes, they do have registration.
Okay, but there's no database. And who keeps track of this? The police or the manufacturer?
Manufacturer.
At the time, it would have been a manufacturer. It would have been like a serial number. I know that there's still a record for the Model T.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also because I did extensive research on that for a school project.
So, you do get a number that they ask you to look up. You are supposed to send it or try to get a hold of one of your buddies. Who do you go talk to, Vinny? In getting this information.
Well, I have contacts. Get back in the force.
Hmm.
That can get me in contact, at least see if there's any records as far as the name, and then I can go digging through that. Might be able to fact trace that up to the manufacturer as far as who owns what. And then we'll have to sweet talk some people over there to give us some access to those records. But I should be able to use credentials that I have to hopefully convince them to give it and hand them over to us without much of a fuss.
So you, who are we gonna say this guy's name is? That's on the force with you.
Pat Beach.
Pat
He's-
Beach.
He was a B cop that came up the same time I did.
Oh, okay.
Only his career went a lot better than mine.
All right. Detective Pat Beach.
Pat, this is Vinny.
Vinny, it's been so long.
Yeah, been a time or three, Mr. Pat. How are things over at the at your end of the woods?
It's been busy, especially after the last night. Something happened at that castle. Oh, all kinds of trouble there. I've been getting all kinds of. I'm telling you, if this place was 3 times the size, they would not fit the people that were here the other day complaining about that castle.
Don't mind me asking, what were they saying? Because the papers didn't say a whole lot.
Oh, I was surprised to even see that they didn't have anything in the papers. Oh, there was. I can't tell you. As you hear this pause and somebody's yelling
Right.
at it.
You hear like noise in the background, kind of.
I can't tell you much about it. I can just say it's been busy. It's been really busy, and man, if you were still in the force, you would be up in your arms with
Oh no, I get it.
debutantes
No,
and-
no, fully understand.
Ugh.
Fully understand. I was going to ask actually.
Hmm.
Maybe we can help each other out. In this case here.
Okay.
I've got a client that I'm trying to research a little bit into vehicle registration. I don't know if you knew anybody over at. What was the make and model of the vehicle that we're looking for?
What would be the make back then?
I mean, just if it's a
And
Maltese.
there may not they may not have even terms for that kind of idea yet. Like
Even if it's just like a Ford model,
like
if it's a Model
new
T.
cars on the market, they're not going to bother with make and model numbers. Like there's going to be a serial number for parts, but
But
give
they'll
them
have-
the
they'll still have a-
information and
They'll still have a
they go,
designator
yeah.
of some type, yeah.
What did
They'll
you
have
say?
yeah.
You give them the information. They say, "Yeah, I know someone."
Yeah, I know somebody who can. I know the manufacturer for that.
Okay, great.
Why are you looking into Rolls Royces though?
It's for a client of mine.
Okay. Anyway,
You know, again, I gotta be.
you gotta
same
be
situa-
discreet, just like I do. Okay, gotcha.
Same
gotcha.
situation as yourself. You know.
Yeah.
Come on, Pat. You know how it goes.
I do. So, yeah, I can. 1 second, and he looks up the manufacturing number. Yeah, call this number.
Okay. All right. Okay. As I'm jotting it down. Okay.
And they should be able to at least give you an idea
Mhm.
as to who it's registered to, because we have to go through the manufacturer right now.
Yeah.
They're working on something in the near future, but I don't know if it's going to be done anytime in my lifetime. But
Okay.
you know,
Hey, do me a favor. Actually, got a better idea. I've got another idea, Pat. How about this? As a repayment of, you doing me a favor like this, and meet up for a drink. Let's say tomorrow night when you get off shift. First one's on-
absolutely.
First two are on me. First two.
All right. Oh, I got to get back to this because I'm telling you, when you're dealing with rich people,
They get
antsy.
They get antsy.
And boy, do
All
we
right.
have a lot of complaints about last night. Oh, so many.
How about this? How about we meet over at Sweeney's, say 7 o'clock?
Sweeney's at 7. Yeah. All right. That's
All
tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Sweeney's tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Same old chairs. I believe that barstool still got your butt print on it.
Yep, it sure does. Well, it's good hearing from you, Vinny. Are you doing all right in your being a PI now?
It's your usual clientele. Your divorcees, some find missing objects, missing people, small stuff like that. It's stuff you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing usually the extraordinary, but a couple of stories that we can share over a couple of drinks.
Absolutely. All right, I'll see you over at Sweetie's tomorrow. You have a good night.
You
Okay,
too, bro.
Vinny? All right.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. And after that, you now can get a hold of the manufacturer.
Get on the horn and call the number that was given to me.
Now, the number that you asked for, or the manufacturer of the Rolls Royce, you'll get a secretary, and they will basically ask you, "Hello, how may I help you?"
Hello, ma'am. My name is Vinny Finch. I am a detective working with the Boston Police Department. I am trying to find a whereabouts of a registration. I'd like to find who the owner is of this registration number that I have here. Now, can you please direct me to the individual that can help me out with this?
Well, sure. I can get you to the records department. Just one moment, please.
That'd be perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
And then you hear the click of, because I was your operator.
Right.
The click, and then you hear records department, Rolls Royce.
This is a man or woman I'm speaking with.
Man.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Vinny Finch. I'm working with the Boston Police Department. I'm a detective. I'm sorry, a private investigator working with the Boston Police Department. I have a registration I am trying to backtrace of one of your vehicles. I was curious if you could tell me who the owner was, if I can give you the information.
Oh, well, of course. Can you go ahead and give me the information? It may take a little bit because
Sure. Oh yeah.
I have to
Nope,
look
go
it
on.
up.
No, not a worries, not a worry. All right, I hand over
And
all
he-
the stuff that I have in front of
and
me.
you will be on hold.
Yeah, I can. Like, see, he puts the phone down. I can hear him like shuffle paper, pick up this box, move this over
Are you
here.
and you hear
Yeah.
one more second. You sure this is for the Boston?
I'm sorry?
You sure this Boston, Massachusetts is?
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me one moment. It's not a moment. It's quite a bit of a time, because if it was in Boston, it'd have to be somewhere else. Like, it wouldn't be here. So I'm gonna make a roll to see if it's even there.
You are on hold for 137 minutes before he comes back.
No.
Yeah, this might be
Man,
a.
imagine the
Just
phone
think
bill
about
for
it,
the
he's-
time.
He's got to go digging through, like the records might, the appropriate records might not even be in this building. Like this might be
that's
a.
what I'm
I'll call
saying.
you back. Yeah, what's a callback number for you?
Yeah. They will ask for your,
2.
They will ask
That's
for
gonna
your,
spend like a significant portion of his day looking this up.
You are on hold for quite a significant amount of time until the guy comes back.
Yeah.
Picks up the phone and says, "Right, I need a number for you."
This is gonna take some time. I need a number
He
for
can-
you?
Do you give him a number to call you back?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So,
He then immediately says, "Okay, so I'm going to write that down. So if I phone the Boston PD, they're going to support that you are who you say you are. Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. Please ask for a Detective Peach.
Okay, I'm going to ask for anyone other than Detective Peach.
Well, he's an officer I work with, sir.
If you work for the Boston PD, then others will know you.
I said I was a private
These
investigator
are
working with a private.
sensitive records.
I'm sorry?
These are sensitive records.
Yes, sir. That's the reason why I'm asking you to talk to Detective Peach, because he's the one with the authority that is going to be able to get this through here, so we can get this through and get it taken care of quickly. Now, of course, you can try to stonewall me, while you're trying to protect your records, which I fully understand. But it can be considered possibly a stonewall as far as the investigation is concerned. I have identified myself very clearly as a private investigator working with the Boston Police Department. Now, I am asking you specifically to talk to Detective Peach for this specific reason, because I am working with them, and they have the authority, as obviously I don't, being a private investigator, which you would know that, sir, if you're actually listening to what I was saying. So, we can move this along in one way or another. Now, you can continue on this. You can feel free, of course, to back up this accusation and prove it, of course, which I would expect nothing less, because you're trying to take your job seriously and protect the privacy of your customers. But also understand that trying to stonewall a police investigation, even when done so by not a member of the police department, but one working with them, aka one of myself with a licensed private investigator, can be seen and will be construed as a chargeable offense. Am I clear, sir?
Sorry, the person you're not on the phone to was coughing their guts up there.
All good.
Yeah, he basically then just says like, "Oh yeah, I completely understand. You got to remember, you're phoning internationally. I'll
That's
call you
fine.
back."
Yes, sir.
But,
Perfectly
hang
fine.
on,
Thank you.
Because keeping in mind, yeah, there are offices all over the place, but the headquarters where they keep all of that shit
For Rolls Royce
happens
was
to be
specifically
sitting in England.
I was gonna say I thought it was England. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Holy
this
shit!
is
How did you? What? Yeah. What are you calling that you're able to get an international line out in 1928?
We're calling on the bullshit technology timeline.
All right, fair enough.
Well, guys, if
There
you
is
well,
literally a guy
Well, it's been
swimming across the ocean like 2 years ago, dragging a cable.
well, correct. There is
It would
also
have been
another.
huge news if he survived.
Yes, sir. There's also another case of, in case you are not aware of this, sir, that it's under development now and currently been in use now by about two sections of the government, and it is also in the future known as a network, which is obviously one would think of as a bunch of patchworks of knitted nets, like fishing nets and so on, that are.
Oh, yeah, because
yeah.
then when you pick up the can at the other end, you can hear the person.
That is correct. Yes, sir. That is correct.
Yeah.
Because we're able to make these extreme long distance, albeit direct calls, and quite interestingly, the quality is so much better than you would think.
Shockingly good.
Let's say it's an interesting debate because, like, on the one hand, there aren't any consumer protection laws. Like, he could probably tell you this guy's phone number, home address, anything he wanted. Like, there's no consumer protection laws on the book right now. You can give it anyone.
Right.
On the other hand, there's probably not any like laws or there's also not any laws or like substance for like compelling that kind of information or like even sort of basic information warrants or things like that. Whenever I tell you about how it's 1928, there are basically no laws. That's what I'm talking about. It's not the basic
it's actually
murder,
kind of a
theft,
proof
things like that. No.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all of the personal right laws, and
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean it's that literal.
you don't
thing of,
have to
like, human
Mirandize
rights
anyone.
don't
You can
technically
full on
exist.
torture people for confessions, and they'll stand up.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's,
exactly.
there's a lot of things that only have happened in like this last 80 years that wasn't then. So there's a lot of changes.
Yep.
So, but what's
3
that?
hours later, you get a phone call back from that guy.
Mhm.
So he phones you up. This is Vinny, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Vinny Finch. Can I help you?
Yeah, you called me 3 hours ago. So yeah, I have the
Yes, sir.
information you're looking for.
Oh, that is wonderful.
You
Thank you.
understand I have to protect my job.
Absolutely,
So,
100% agree.
And he goes through the information because the serial number that you give, effectively the VIN number, for modern parlance, comes back to an order for 6 cars to the U.S. government under
Interesting. Okay.
that's actually a good point. Who would specifically order that stuff? Would it actually be him?
It's
or,
still
like,
Secret Service,
another
actually.
part? Yeah, it comes back to the whatever the address is. He gives you the address and like you're in the know enough that you're like, oh yeah, that's one of the head offices for Secret Service.
Yeah. Blah blah
Which
blah.
makes
Washington D.C. Yada yada yada.
Thanks
Yeah.
for being, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
Huh.
that's basically it. And there's insert current head of that department is put down as effectively the owner, but they're owned by the department.
Yeah, it's under such and such name, but it's officially owned by,
Yeah.
FBI or whatever. Okay. Okay.
All right. Anything else I can help you with?
Nope. You have been wonderful, and I appreciate you getting back to me.
All right. No problem. Thanks for the call.
All right. Cheers.
And click. And then he goes back to arguing with like 18 different people that he had to ask for the past 3 hours to find those files.
Of course, you don't hear that part, but yeah.
Yeah, like, there's a whole bunch of people because this is at like, I don't know, probably like
For all intents
10
and
p.m.
purposes, yeah.
or
it's-
something.
it's really
UK
late.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either really late or stupidly early for them, and they're not happy that they had to go digging through the not exactly millions, but quite a non-inconsiderable amount of boxes of files. Probably a few people developing respiratory issues with the amount of dust kicked up.
You mean I gave up my card game for this?
Yeah, exactly.
I hope we get a raise.
Yeah, so yeah, you have the information that those cards are for that, and effectively, yeah, they're not necessarily going to give you like an address for that dude.
Right, but at least gives me a okay. I got a name of ABC.
It lets you know that they are definitely like
Yeah.
through the Secret Service.
Okay. Then I will pass on this information to the rest.
Okay. So, Francis, you have 4 addresses. One is Washington, D.C. One is in Chicago.
Ah,
And 2 are in Massachusetts.
okay. I will lay out these addresses.
Okay.
You side over to the board, you spin it around, it's got a map of the US, and you start pinning stuff up.
Yep. I even have red string.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
able
yeah.
to repurpose the web of string that's already there. Tension, right? It's at some point you randomly decide, oh, you know what? I need that thing in my pocket, so you start patting around. You feel a box in one of your pockets, and when you take it out, it's a nude deck of cards, and there are 3 cards in it.
So,
It's
I-
3 fists of the dead man's hand.
I am asking everyone, and anybody can say no, and they will not be used. But there were 3 holds. I'm giving him, if I give them to Francis, because Francis has the same ability.
It's just better.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
You okay with that? All right, Francis. They have to be used tonight.
Okay. So now for the minor bit of comedy. But turns out the map is upside down because I didn't turn the board over. I flipped it.
Fuck.
The pins and the string are still in the right place. The board is just upside down.
And
Double
somehow
fuck.
it makes more sense now.
Triple fuck.
That is upside down.
But accurate.
Okay.
You don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Huh. I'm gonna.
Now, don't ask me to stand on my head to explain it, because that is something I can't do.
Why would I ask you that? Ashley is saying to you. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, this is when you're reminded, Francis, of all the nightmares you have, that if you ever explain how your mind works, the person you're explaining this to would then be horrified as they are covered in the viscera of your own head exploding. And that is why you are absolutely terrified to explain how this works. Because you
Well,
believe
first
to your
things
very
fir-
soul you will explode.
Yeah, well, first things first, you need a deck of cards.
No.
Aw. Francis goes through his pockets, pulls out a deck of cards. Anybody for 52 pickup?
And that's when she sees that you have a very high class set of nude cards. There are only 3 in the packet though.
Yeah, it's 3 fists of the dead man's hand.
You're missing the part where you said nude cards.
Yeah, it's believed the 5th one was the queen. But nobody really knows.
Good, very nude.
Had pornographic playing cards been invented yet?
Yes. Very much so.
Yes,
They've
What-
been. They've
one of the
Basically,
one of the
okay,
first things that were ever filmed was a porn.
That doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
The question: has pornographic blank been invented yet? like just rephrase to has blank been invented yet? And if the answer to that is yes,
Exactly.
has pornographic blank been invented is also yes.
So forget
Yeah.
rule 34 of the internet. It's rule 34 of society.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's rule 34 of the fabric of reality.
So the answer is just yes. And
It
move
all
on.
makes sense.
All right.
First
so,
set of erotic playing cards, 1850.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I mean, my random jokes are going to land you on so many watch lists.
Mm.
That's not true. Wait, I gotta get the door.
The literal thing is going to be on your headstone. It's going to read "was killed by," and then just the entire alphabet because of internet searches spurned by Nav and everyone else.
By the way, could you do me a favor and quickly Google how to sneak into a government facility?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. We need you to fact check if Naruto running actually means you're quicker than the bullets.
No, it's not that you're quicker than the bullets.
I can tell you
It's
for a
like you're
fact
quicker
that
than
it's
the
true.
So here's what you gotta do. First, you gotta splay your arms out behind you like this. Lean forward and sprint for all that it's worth.
And I
And
can just
we're off.
imagine
What are you talking
Ashley is
about?
standing there, right? Ashley standing there, you're explaining Naruto running before Naruto's even been invented. And she could just feel like at least 6 different brain cells attempting to explode.
Yeah, I was.
It's-
Yeah, I was
she's
about to
having
say
that
that.
kind of headache where you get like the little pins in different spots.
Ow.
Yeah, you
They
don't
just-
need the brain. You don't need alcohol to kill the brain cells when Francis is in the room.
Right.
Keep in mind,
You
you
just-
said that, not us.
You know.
Francis, whatever you're doing, I think it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Believe it.
I'm just not gonna ask anymore. I'm not gonna ask anymore, Francis. I'm just. You do your thing. I'm gonna go back to the research lab.
Good choice.
I'm a little bit concerned.
All right. So what do you do now that you've got your 4 addresses pinned up and red stringed on the wall?
I wait for Vinny to come back to the office. Or the archives.
I mean, isn't he there and literally just gave you the 4th address?
Yeah, he just gave you the
Oh.
4th address.
Yeah, the 4th address
I'm
being
paying
the White House,
attention.
basically.
I'm paying attention. Okay, so the 4th address is the White House. Got it.
Yeah.
Or government facility.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, we might have to put a pin in that. I, for one, do not fancy our chances storming the White House.
I mean,
Unless,
all I'm gonna say is you could try.
Ah, yes, you can try. Meaning, we are most certainly going to die.
Well, I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
am
steal the
gonna have
Declaration
to-
of
No, in about,
You're welcome to try.
What is
In
going
about-
on?
If
with
Nick Cage can
Mike?
do it,
Francis, Google that too. Google that one too. How to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Well, first things first, you get to the Declaration of Independence. Second things second, you wait for it to be unguarded. Third
Oh.
things third, you steal the Mona Lisa instead.
They're on different continents.
Yeah, but more
Yeah.
people have successfully stolen
stop
the
going
Mona
so
Lisa.
fast. Let me write this down. I'm trying to write this down.
But more people have successfully stolen the Mona Lisa.
Steal Mona Lisa.
So,
It's rather
So-
pessimistic outlook on life.
so Francis will look at the addresses, look at the one for the White House, and say, "Hey, Vinny, do you think you can look up these other addresses and see if you can find some homeowners' information?"
I'm sorry. What was the question again, please?
Do you think you could look at these other addresses and see if you can find some homeowners' information, like who owns the deeds, who previously owned them?
I'll have to go.
Question, like, whose name is actually on the deed to the White House?
It would be under the United States government.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's officially a government building. It's not owned by anyone, really. It's an agency.
Yeah, it's owned by Mr. Gobman.
I know, but somebody would have to sign for it.
Head of
I'm just wondering who-
Interior. Maybe.
Oh, Secretary of Interior. That makes more sense than it doesn't, so I'll go with that. Yeah.
We'll just go with that, okay? I
He
can
is to
find
go-
out.
He is to go between for the people of the land and the people of the
Yeah,
country.
yeah. So,
Like that do be his official what's the word?
Title.
anyway,
Yeah.
you have two Boston, or two Massachusetts, not two Boston, two Massachusetts addresses. You have one from Chicago and one from the United States government, Washington, D.C.
I mean, that would make sense. It could just be a company car. Yeah, I guess that would be the word for it.
Well, yeah, because like you whip out the 1920s yellow pages. It totally exists. You scroll to S for Secret Service, and yeah, you find it as the.
I
literal
mean, you
paper
can
trail.
in fact call the Secret Service. They were originally made for counterfeiting.
However, let me remind you what the four addresses were for. They were not for the car.
Yeah, they were for his donations.
Yes. And,
So we
and
don't
how
have the
he
car-
could be, discovered, found out, contacted. That's the word. Contacted.
What's this guy's name again?
Dexter Willit.
Dexter Willit. Okay. When one of the voices has a moment, Nathaniel's going to try something.
Okay.
Do you have a moment?
Moment. If you require a moment, what would your moment contain?
I'll give you a moment.
So, Nathaniel's actually just going to, and forgive me if we did this last week and I'm just not recalling, but DOI is currently headed by J. Edgar Hoover, who was famous for the extensive amount of blackmail investigations he did on various government officials. So I just wanted to see, what do we have on this guy? What does the boy have on this guy?
On
If
Dexter Willit.
I'm sure we've got a file on him.
Yeah, we did cover some of this before because you spent like effectively most, if not the entire day, looking up the stuff in the papers.
Yes.
And yeah, if you head back to the office and look under D for Dorf, yeah, you'll find this file, and yeah, quite sizable. Several investigations. A couple of them are looking into the obvious stuff, like is this guy actually secretly communist? Is he potentially trying to overthrow the government? Stuff like that. The usual, the stuff that you suspect get everybody off at every moment.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into some of the slightly stranger things. Like they mention in one of them that he was meeting with someone who, according to other research, other agents found as a doctor from the Baltics, for instance. And they tie this in with the medical issues that his son was having. So they were looking into that. And then
What was this doctor's name? Van Helsing?
Dr. Baltic. He's a very
Dr.
cold man.
Baltic.
Yes, he's very cold. So yes, he
Is that the luckiest man I've ever seen, or an obvious alias?
it's very strange. He's like 95th for the throne. So like the entire family is all just called the Baltics.
Of
It's
what
what
country?
the region is named for.
The Baltics is a region, it's not a country. It's 95th in line
Yeah.
for
Well, it was a country at one point. At least according to the Baltics. Anyway, yeah, the whole point is like it immediately from that one contact spiderwebs into a whole bunch of aliases and known associates that clearly are everything to do with organized and underworld crime of varying levels. So
anything that like you know, anything that rings of a little bit of the subnatural.
Well, you do end up finding that there's a lot of very grainy photographs shown from, you know, telephoto lenses and that, of him meeting with a bunch of people who strangely never seem to look out the windows and always turn up at night. Like there are hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like hundreds of pictures of various other dignitaries and people within the government that he's meeting. You know, they've been investigating him, so someone's watching. They're getting photos. People are looking around out the windows and stuff. They're meeting him during the day, and that stuff comes across normal. And then you hit the like sizable amount of images where he's meeting with like the same 10 people, but only ever at night. Which is weird because technically this is outside his office hours. He shouldn't actually be meeting with people at his office in Washington.
Do I recognize any of these night people that he's meeting with?
Well, tell you what, give me a sharp roll.
Sharp. Just straight sharp, or like investigate a mystery, anything like that?
You know what? If you would like to, you can investigate a mystery on this.
Okay. Just check. Okay.
That would be a failure.
That's a failure. All right, that's fine.
How close are you
Technically,
to a level up?
That puts me finally in range to level up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's one of the figures that looks vaguely familiar, but you can't quite place them. And of course, it's one of these people who seems to never actually be caught, like their face is never actually caught on any of these pictures.
So they just happen to be off camera at the time, slightly.
Oh no, they're never off camera. They are like blatantly obvious where they're sitting. Just it's clear that this is a person that probably walks in, like takes the chair that's facing the window and takes it around the desk and sits it so that their back is at the window. And like this is why this person sticks out in the first place while looking through it. Like everyone else seems to just not be bothered that, you know, they can be seen. So does this dude actually know that there's pictures being taken here? And as I say, it's annoying because you have a feeling that you may recognize them, but you can't quite place them. And I can't be bothered with any actual like proper failure thing, so I'm leaving that to the other DM to figure out.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one.
I'm just saying that
I've been waiting for this failure. This is a good failure. Oh yeah.
You get dubious information.
Oh yeah. But you're not going to know about it yet.
Well,
All right, yeah. So
I'm
she's got to think
thinking. I'm thinking we should investigate the Massachusetts addresses first because they're closest to home. Failing that, we could try storming the White House because it's closer than Chicago, geographically.
I mean, you're welcome to try.
And by that, I mean we're welcome to die.
I am not going to say anything because I will simply state that you are welcome to try what you want to, and we will take what the dice says.
All right.
I
I mean, the
mean,
funny thing is, the dice system on this actually supports closer to you're likely to win.
fair.
It just depends, can you
I mean,
survive
in
the number of
fairness-
enemies?
In fairness, Nathaniel could take us in with official boy business.
Yeah, but
in
come
theory.
on, man. The moment something fails, you've got like 900 people with weaponry pointed at you.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
not
pretty
all at the
consistent.
same time, but you've got 900 people that you need to deal with because they'll all be coming.
Well, that's when we pray for the aliens to show up to blow it up. Yeehaw!
No, because then you get laser beamed in the face as well.
But we didn't technically lose to them. We lost to the aliens.
No, you didn't lose to them. You lost to them. You know, with the capital T in the trademark.
You know what? Fair enough. Well,
Okay,
let's go.
Thank God I brought bug spray.
Well, where's the first Massachusetts address? I almost said the insulting way of saying Massachusetts.
The
Massachusetts.
first one is in Boston.
Bastin.
Boston.
Okay, Vinny, can you run this Boston address for me real quick?
Massachusetts.
Nah, it's Massachusetts.
Alright, so you want me to check out the Bastin address?
The
Yeah,
Boston.
Massachusetts.
Yes,
Alright.
and try not to insult Harvard while you're at it.
No, I never done south to Harvard, but I do want to check out the car in the yard.
The second one is in two addresses. They're in Boston. What do you do?
I suppose I shall look for the one labeled childhood home.
It would be the first one.
Okay, yeah, you find that one.
Okay,
You had a
So-
50-50 chance and you nailed it.
Nailed
so we could start here.
Wait. There's the Blue Manor, and then there is the childhood, and the childhood home is on Main Street. Because every city has a main street.
Yes.
It's why there's always one main street insert town name here.
So do you go to Blue Street Manor or do you go to Main Street?
Well, we're at MIT, so me.
Every town has an Elm Street.
I mean, also not wrong. You know what? I'm gonna flip a coin.
Are you going
Yes.
there or are you just trying to find out information? Are you calling them? What are you doing?
I shall have Vinny call them because if I call them, we're not gonna get anywhere.
Okay.
Wow, you're actually been on a roll. So I'm trying to just keep going, you're good.
We'll get distracted by the pink elephants on parade.
I think we're already distracted. Let's go.
Vinny, here's the address. Here's supposedly an accurate phone number. Please call this house in, God dang it. They're both in Boston now, I guess.
Mhm.
Yes, there.
And what am I looking? What are you trying to get out of this? That way I can know what cover story I'm supposed to use.
We are searching for information on a donor.
What specific kind of donor? Like
Financial for the
Oh.
school.
political donor?
Well, the childhood home one was from when he was a student here.
Well, okay, I'm still not following. What are you trying to push with all this?
Trying to figure out if they've left any memorabilia that we can use to honestly
Okay.
figure out what the fuck is going on and why this guy is in so deep the way he is.
Okay, why don't you go back to the beginning and then start over with, so that way I can make sure I'm
Start
following
at
it.
the
'Cause
beginning, go through the
I'm
middle, and when
I'm
you get to
getting
the
a whole
end,
lot of.
mixed signals.
I'm getting a whole lot of he, they, it, when.
Willit.
Yeah.
We are looking for information on Willit. Any we can get. Honestly, I just want a reason to go and ransack a house.
You just want a reason to go ransack a house? Oh, yeah, let's go take a look.
Well, you should have just led with that.
We can just go take a
Vinny
look.
is all for ransacking houses.
All we're gonna do in this case, just leave at the very least, we can go by, we can drive by, we can take a look at the house physically, we can stare at it from the outside, get us an idea what we're dealing with.
Well,
Do an
my
old
house has
fashioned.
been ransacked. I shall return in kind.
Well, let's go take a look. Can't hurt.
Yeah, I suppose not.
Make a road trip. We can go out there, take a look at it a little real quick, get a couple of ideas as far as who's in front, if there's anybody watching the place. Is it obviously guarded? Is it occupied? Does it look abandoned? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the childhood home first.
Then maybe you can get better idea as far as what physically you're looking for, because I'm still not really following how you, whatever you got from like step A to step Z, because I got lost around H or J.
Yes, well, the flake is now actually flake in the real world because flake is not medicated.
Well, I
Okay.
think step one is steal the underpants.
Yeah.
No, that's step U.
Step one,
No.
steal underpants.
Yeah. Step one is steal the underpants. Step two
Okay.
is have the underpants.
Have the
Step
underpants.
three, question marks. Step,
Step
four,
4, profit.
Step
Step 5,
Step
profit.
3, improvise. Step 4, profit. Okay.
So, do you decide to go to the address or call the address?
I don't.
You know, we'll just go there, we'll investigate, we'll knock on the door if it looks like it's not abandoned.
I don't
Alright.
think that's a worthwhile choice.
So, which one are you going to first?
The childhood home.
The childhood home. As you get to the main street, you realize it is no longer a home, but a business.
Ah.
And it is Willit and Willit Law Services.
Okay. The law offices of Willit and Willit.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
You had every opportunity to call it Will It and Won't It.
Willit and Won't It. I love it. I love it. We'll go with Willit and Won't It.
Retcon!
So I got
Law Services
Willit.
of Willit and Won't It.
Willit and Won't It next to Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yes, do a cheat in the house next to it.
Love them and leave them, family law.
I love it.
Throw her,
It's the
throw her in the ditch. Throw her in the ditch.
I have to write these down now because this is canon now.
Ow!
Yep. Howie Cheatham and Do It. They are going to become major legal services later on.
Did you quick and hide? Divorce lawyers.
I am going to need some ibuprofen tonight.
Willie, Cheatham, and Hal. What was the family services?
Love 'em and leave them.
Love them and leave them.
Love them and leave them.
Did you quick and hide?
Did you quick and hide? That's
Yeah,
hide,
the
HYD.
correct.
Right?
HIDE, that's correct.
I'm
Yeah,
already
that-
laughing myself into a headache.
Yeah,
today.
Hyde and his brother, like they're really great, but you never see them in the same room.
Yeah.
Bill O'Wrights, he is the constitutional law expert. Bar none.
Hate to interrupt this to bring up a more mechanical question, but I suppose it's worth bringing up. If I were to take the often right move, which comes from the expert, I'm considering basically branching off a bit into taking some expert moves. I feel that fits with the way I've been playing my character and his at least somewhat familiarity with the supernatural world.
Oh yeah, you leveled up.
Yeah. I was considering taking often right, just because that seems like a very good thing to take in general. But for that to work, and so I'm just putting it out there, like, you gotta come to me for advice. If you do, and you follow the advice, you'll get to add +1 to your rolls.
Okay.
Well, we always come to you for advice.
It actually is a quite useful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called getting a forward, right?
It just says they get +1 ongoing while following your advice.
Oh.
So theoretically, like, if I just gave you life advice going forward,
No.
as long as you continue to follow that advice, you'd get a +1 to everything. As written, that is how it works.
So pushing
Looking
it.
at it myself, he's not wrong.
That is so pushing it.
I agree, though. Well, okay, so
But,
we
all right.
cannot break into a law office. That would be highly illegal, highly dubious, and we would get killed.
But my point to that is that, all right, if I take it, then just remember, I can't volunteer advice. You have to come to me for advice.
Right.
Ah, that means you're going to be spending a lot of time picking apples, man.
Moving on. So yes, you see Willit and Wanted Law Services.
Well, we can't go digging around a law office, especially without a warrant.
Like hell, we can't.
We can't! You are the boy! You do what you want! Okay, I'm gonna go get that ibuprofen now. I laughed so hard and coughed so hard, I now have a headache. I gotta see if I remember where I left the bottle.
The other place that you were to go was Blue Street.
Well, let's drive there. I'll be back.
So you all are heading to Blue Street, or are you staying here at the Law Services?
He just said they drive to Blue Street.
Okay, we're going to Blue Street. You do see. And how many are you all going, or just Francis and Vinny?
Remind me what's on Blue Street again?
That's the other address for the manor, or for
It's
the
the official
home.
residence.
The official residence of...
The official Boston residence that is on the
For
donor
Willit.
list for Willit.
Yeah, anybody... I'm going there. Anybody else want to come with?
L, you have been extremely quiet.
Yeah, everybody else has been taking the lead. So.
Yeah. Are you going with them, or are you gonna... Because they're going to the Blue Manor.
Sure, I'll be there.
Okay, so Blue... You guys all head to the Blue Street Manor. Now, as you are listening to the radio, if you turn on the radio, you are listening to The Shadow. The weekly radio station, The Shadow Show, where detectives become part detective, part supernatural, and they're fighting to find the shadow.
Wait, an actual car radio?
Yes.
That's impressive.
I think, would there be a car radio at that time? No, I guess
I'd
not.
say a car radio. Radios are actually quite large.
Okay, I am back. Ibuprofen was not where I thought it would be.
Yes, actually, Chevrolet offered their first option in 1922.
All right.
It was an expensive option, but it did exist.
Yeah, it was one of the... Oh god, what did that model actually look like now? I'm trying to think about it, because like I said, I did research cars.
So you would be able to hear about the shadow. Now, the question is...
What is the shadow again? Like, it's a radio show, or
It's
is
a
it like
radio
an
show.
actual
It's a
news
radio show.
broadcast?
It's a radio show. It's a radio drama.
Radio drama. Okay.
You know the Silver Shroud stuff from Fallout 4?
I'll be back.
Yeah.
What evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Yes.
The shadow knows. The shadow always knows.
Yes. You are hearing that. And during this, there is the conversation, and on the radio, you hear a bullet and a curdling scream, and then it cuts out.
On the radio show.
On the radio show. A few moments.
It must be an exciting episode.
Yeah, and it says, until next time, when. Yeah. A few minutes later, you hear breaking news about this show. We apologize at this time, but the shadow will be on hiatus for a week or so.
All right, I'll bite. Is there... Okay. Are you trying to intimate that there's something unusual about this? Or, like...
It sounded like a true bullet. A true
like
shot.
A true bullet curling scream.
Yeah.
After which an announcer said, "Tune in next week to see the ongoing adventures of the Shadow."
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
So,
and then a breaking news about, we apologize at this time, but the Shadow will not be airing next week until at least for a week.
Okay, I'd like
and
to
they
point out
don't
that
exactly tell you why.
it's just going to be on hold for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
So
believe the insinuation is somebody just got shot on mic.
Mm-hmm.
yes, but then they wouldn't have had the, stay tuned for the next adventures. Like they don't have that recorded now. You'd need somebody to say that every time.
Well, it's theater. The show must go on. Except in this case, it won't for a week.
I mean, okay. Does anyone want to go on a side trip to? Do we know what station the Shadow is made out of?
the exact opposite direction that you are going for the Blue Street Manor.
All right. Who wants to have a side quest to investigate the shadow?
I'm a fan of the show, so let's take a look. I've always wanted to actually meet one. I always wanted to meet the
Are
the
you going
host,
to do this right
Dr.
now?
Vinny, later.
Have you ever listened to Dr. Dillich's midnight morning show? Oh, it's
Like an old
hilarious.
friend. I know it like an old friend, but that's beside the point.
I mean,
We
for
are
what
not
it's worth,
taking a
like
we are
this
not
was on
taking a
radio
fucking trip to
station.
Norwich.
Yeah, for what it's worth, this was on a radio station. We're not the only ones who heard that. Like, I imagine if there were some kind of ongoing, hostage situation or what have you, others would also respond.
I mean, obviously you're more than likely correct, sir, but this is an opportunity to go see Dr.
Okay,
Dillich. I mean,
okay,
come on.
Oh, here, we'll play musical chairs. I'll take it.
I'm
Well,
in.
we'll see you guys in like 3 days.
No, because there is no radio station that's going to be able to switch states like that in the 1920s.
Still broadcasting out of Norwich at the time, I believe.
I have just been told that it's in the opposite direction and in town. I'm going based off what the DM has just told me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in town. It's not that far away,
Yeah. But it's on the opposite direction.
but it is in the opposite direction. Okay.
Yeah.
The
You guys
person I have-
you guys are heading towards the Blue Street Manor together.
Okay. Was there any pressing thing for why we needed to search the Blue Manor right now, or are we just searching it now because we found out about it right now?
Pretty much.
I highly doubt we're searching because this is this man's residence. He's going to have Secret Service there, even when he's not.
Yeah, we're just staking out, as it were.
You're currently going to find out more about what was going on at that manor.
And then commercial aircraft doesn't exist, so we might be taking a road trip to Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, you've got to go to Chicago at some
So-
point, otherwise that mob boss is going to come here for you.
All right.
So looks like all roads are
Unlikely
pointing
see
to.
anything at the Blue Manor. Yeah, well,
I'm already committed to taking Vinny to the radio station because do what you gotta do.
Okay,
thinking
so
out loud.
you're splitting the party?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
This is a
Alright.
bad idea.
Okay.
if I might give you guys some advice, have fun.
Well, I mean, we'll join you guys if there's Secret Service at the house.
Yeah, there is Secret Service at the house.
Well, Nathaniel, this is your job now. I'm going that way. I, for one, don't want to be talking to guys with guns as a uncertified crazy person.
Everybody was so eager to jump in the car originally. All right.
Yeah, well, you've got a Tommy gun. Like, if the place is surrounded, it's like, well, we staked it out. We know what's there.
Showing up,
Yeah.
seeing a bunch of people in suits doesn't count for staking out.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah. For that matter, what was the intended point of going there?
I don't know. I'll just let it
Trying
go.
to figure out what his place of actual residence is so that we could potentially get more information and potentially find him.
Oh, you found
I
him.
mean, I think the words official residence were said multiple times.
I mean, theoretically, the law offices count as official residence. Some lawyers did, in fact, sleep in their offices.
I'll let you argue with Nav.
Fully Navra and AFK.
All right, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm committing. Let's go to the Blue House.
Okay.
We're
So
at
I'm
the
taking Vinny to the radio station. No,
We're at-
no. We were on
we're
our
at
way
the
to
Blue
Blue
House.
No. We were on our way to the Blue House when the radio thing hit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll go watch the house for like a couple of hours and then join you guys.
Okay.
The stakeout, like, I don't. As we're driving, Francis, I don't feel you understand what a stakeout is. Like, a stakeout that's done for 2 hours is not a stakeout. Realistically, you want to be there at least 12. That's minimum.
Okay, don't get killed, guys.
So, Nathaniel and Francis are staying at the Blue House.
In for a very boring day.
Okay. This will be fun. You get there around 2 p.m. Far as Vinny and Elle, you're heading the exact opposite direction to WKOK. All right, we'll go with that.
Yeah, WKRP is kind of far away.
WKOK. All right. So, when
I didn't think that was going to be that easy.
we're gonna go ahead and go with Elle and Vinny first. When you guys head there to the radio station, there are a lot of cop cars around there.
Yeah, well, makes sense.
All right. Any of them that I recognize?
Actually, yes. Your friend, Pat Peach, is
Oh,
there.
Mr. Peach. Mr. Detective Peach?
Yes, Detective Peach is there.
All right.
I can eat a peach for hours.
Hello.
I'll look like I'm about to say something, but then I stare back at you and go, no. I'm not going there.
For a minute, Elle was played by Nicolas Cage.
Not gonna touch that one.
There you go.
All right.
The detective is
Uh,
there.
All right. Make my way over and, going by the police line, not crossing it or whatever, but, showing my badge to one of the officers and requesting to speak with Detective Peach.
Peach looks over, hearing his name. It's Vinny! Vinny, come. Yeah, let him through. Let him through. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay if I bring my friend with me here.
Sure. Bring. Who is your
They've
friend?
been helping me out with one of the cases I've been working on.
Huh. All right. What do you need? What do you need my help for? I'm kind of busy here.
No, we actually just heard it on the radio. I wanted to see what was happening,
Well,
and see if there's any way we can help.
the shot that was heard is real. Caleb Waite is dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Any motive or idea who the shooter is?
That's what we're working on. What is funny, I cannot tell you yet right now until I can. Did you bring your credentials?
Always got him. Pull my back pocket and show it.
Since I'm running this one, and I know you've been dealing with some weird shit lately. Don't think I didn't know. Your name's been coming up quite a bit at the precinct.
Oh yeah, they love me so much there.
Well, I still care about you, and I think you're good. We got something really weird here. We can't even read it. But it's definitely some language that we found. And it's on his back.
Okay, if we take a look.
What does your friend know?
Yes. they're pretty good with languages. Been helping me out with some of the other aspects here. She's, I vouch for him.
Okay. He looks over at you, and your name is
Well,
L. You wouldn't by any chance be in one of the people from Deceit that I remember?
oh, you've been there. That means I know you.
You probably do. But I've not been there for the same reason you think I've been.
Probably shouldn't advertise like that.
Oh, no. See, I was needing to speak to you this week anyway.
Blink, blink.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm back.
And what makes you think you can afford my time?
Considering that it was one of your former hookers that I would be talking to you about.
Blink, blink.
I look around at the very public area. How much more do you want to incriminate yourself?
I'm not incriminating myself. I was brought on to a job.
Are we talking moonlighting or for official for the department?
Oh, official.
Fine. When we're done here, you and I could have our discussion.
Definitely. In the meantime, you coming with me?
Lead on.
Yeah, can we see where the body is, please?
Sure. And you are brought back into the radio station, and Vinny, this is not up my alley, but I was brought on here for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been fitting a few other situations that have happened this last few days.
What do you mean?
Let's just put it to you this way. This is not the only death we're dealing with right now.
Don't be coy. Peach, details. Can't do nothing without details.
We're still working on it. But anyway. We have a burnt tattoo on his back. It was literally written in a different language. We don't know what the language is about.
Alright. Go into whatever room we can. We'll find where the body is, so we can go investigate ourselves.
So you go back, and there's a curtain that is currently pulled in, and then he pulls it out, and you see the body, and he tells his assistant detective, give us a moment, please. And as you look, Elle, what languages do you know?
Really don't keep a list of them.
Do you have any celestial type of language?
Only Enochian.
Okay, it's Enochian. The word that you see on his back is pride.
Now, to the layman among us, what does it look? What does a Nokian look like physically?
They kind of have diet.
So, remember Knights of Bad Assdom?
Yes.
That book.
Got it. The angelic script kind of thing.
It's
yeah.
angelic script, yeah.
Yeah. Do I know it is out of character? Yes. I just wanted to see if you can try to describe it. Exactly. Really beautiful.
Okay, so what it would be, look, you could see that there are there are lines, and then there are circles, and they're in different different arrangements. And for this one, it kind of looks like a P, but then it has circles, and then it has slants, and it doesn't look like something you could read. It just looks very line and circles, and they're perfect circles.
Oh, Mr. Peach, seems that this little brand really doesn't have much to do with somebody trying to throw you off.
What do you mean?
Oh, this is a language is a strong term. So, a couple hundred years ago, how well versed are you in the Christian Bible, Mr. Peach?
Quite.
I'm sure.
I mean, I've gone to church as often as I can, unless I'm getting called by the precinct.
That's what I thought. So there is one, actually. Well, a few hundred years ago at this point, a man called Enoch, who added an extra book to the Bible, or at least he thought he did, was never officially adopted, or recognized, or even well known.
Oh, the Book of Enoch.
That one you know. That's not one they teach in church. Well, he talked about an angelic language. This is somebody's rough approximation of it, and it's not very good.
What is strange is this was found just after he was shot. How could it have been done so quickly?
How many witnesses were there?
Well, the lady over in the other room, Maxine, she was here, and we had the station manager who was here.
Okay, Speech, walk me through the events as stated by the witnesses.
Well, they were doing their normal shadow and he starts looking through his notes. Yes. According to Maxine, they were just about to wrap up for the episode where Kate was supposed to be killed by a bullet, and evidently the script, it went by script. And as the shot happened, it was real. She discovered it through, saw the blood that was flowing through, and she was screaming, and then the station manager had to make a decision. Rather, within seconds, he had finished his message, and then suddenly it said, until for at least a week they would be on hiatus. So that's what we know from them. She ran off to get some help, and when came back, when we all were there, or when they were all there, they said that's when they noticed he had been turned over.
Well, there's your answer. Whoever wanted this man dead clearly set the prop gun with a real bullet, waited in the wings, and once the area was clear, applied the brand.
Looking at the skin, does it look like the skin itself was physically branded, or what does it look like? Or was it just like cut marks? I mean,
Oh,
how
it's
was
branded.
damaged?
It seemed like a brand. Yeah.
Okay, because there's like obvious burn marks. Was it done through heat or cold?
Heat.
Heat. Okay, so there's obvious burn marks. You've got, the forensic markings that you would expect in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give this to Vinny. Elle is very clearly, at least as far as you're concerned, trying to throw this guy off purposely.
Okay, I'm staying completely out of your that part of that conversation. I'm just staying more on just the body itself, and letting you guys kind of converse with each other, so that way I'm not screwing up your plan.
No, that's why I'm giving you this too. It's like we worked together a couple times, and you know that what I'm saying doesn't necessarily line up with what's going on. If you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, hence why I shut up and let you go do your plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's exactly what I need. Is the entire what we need is whatever's going on, having the entire police force getting in our way. Yes. Somebody had a vendetta against this man. Maybe he had gambling debts. Maybe he pissed off the wrong person. Maybe he slept with the wrong guy's wife, or wrong girl's husband. But whatever the reasons, they did not like him.
Mm-hmm. Seems so. But it's just odd, this message here. And here's
You found others?
yeah, the reason why
How
I
many?
needed to talk to you. One of your former hurklers. She had a similar thing on her back as well. We found her at the Harrison's Island. You know that castle that had their big party I told you about, Vinny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
your
was this
friend
body found?
here has an involvement with this former person.
Are you saying I'm a suspect?
Were you at the party?
You're saying that's when the body was found?
It was found at the party.
Now, hang on. We searched that place, top to bottom, looking for people.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't find a body?
You did not hear. You wouldn't have heard a body. You wouldn't have, because they were dead. And it would have been Vinny who was actually in the area that it would have been at. Vinny, you went down to the dungeon, correct?
We all would have when we were basically going door
Correct.
to door.
Yeah, it was all of us, yeah.
Corralling everybody.
Yeah, and it was a group effort. That was not just a single person.
Okay. I renege.
In the basement area, that was where I got my ass kicked by that one guy who's the boxer who punched me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have a situation where there's this the lady Maxine something former high-class hooker, I think, at your deceit. She was found dead. Now, it's surprisingly she was not in all the rooms. She was found in another room. And we're not exactly sure how she got there. But we do know that this marking here, the script matches her back. Only the match for that was a little bit different.
Let me take a crack at it. Oh, like ask her, like, Vinny, can I borrow a? Can I get a piece of your notebook?
Yeah, of course.
Take a pen and draw the symbol for lust on it.
Yep,
It looks something
that's
like
exactly what it was.
I believe somebody thinks that they are doing the Lord's work. How many other bodies with symbols have you found?
We had one last the night before well, this morning. It was kind of surprising because it seemed like it was possibly a suicide, except for the marking on his back. Because Dr. Namus, we believe that he took his own medicine, his own supply, and died. He died at his home last night. But the mark that's on his back, and he starts to make the the writing and from his notes, and he shows you the mark. And when you read it, it says greed.
Well, detective, you'll be looking for 4 more.
Let's hope not.
Somebody believes that they are removing the 7 deadly sins. That is the symbol for avarice.
Well, this is just gonna be Such a long week, isn't it?
Well, no. Based at the rate of deaths, probably finish in the next 3 days.
Let's hope not.
That's provided you haven't missed any of the bodies already.
Well, I guess, Vinny, you're now part of this because of the fact this is what I was working on when you were calling me.
You may want to call around to your other precincts and see if they found any bodies. And I'll just draw out all 7 symbols and put like mark next to the 3 that they've already seen.
Okay. I will do that. I need more information, but it seems...
You're looking for a crazy person.
Yeah.
Somebody who believes that they are acting as a, I like a better phrase, avenging angel.
Avenging angel, huh?
Like I said, for lack of a better phrase, a zealot. Believing that these people have committed grave offenses against God.
No, I need to find a commonality between them. But, currently at a loss there for the moment. Vinny,
I would look into your doctor.
to the doctor.
That wasn't suicide. Whoever's doing this forced him to take those. At least that is my theory.
Right, right. Well,
And I would also look into his colleagues. Start asking questions around where he worked. If he was hit, if he was killed for the sin of greed, then he was probably selling those pills outside of the normal channels.
alright. I think that's a good idea. Thank you for your help. Can I take your number?
No.
No.
You know where to go if you want to contact me.
Alright. Vinny, I'll still see you tomorrow at 7.
Absolutely.
Unless something else happens, and I'll let you know.
No problem.
But I'm surprised you were here. So you must have heard the radio, and that's why you came here.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what happened.
Alright, alright. Well, I guess I got a lot more to do.
No worries, man.
Anyway, at this point in time,
Okay, I'm gonna take this as a good opportunity to jet off here. Let me get some sleep.
okay. And we're gonna call this portion. You take Vinny back or whatever to Blue Street, or do you go to Blue Street? Or do
Yeah,
you?
there's a couple people here I still want to talk to, but we can cut over to the other guys.
Okay. Alrighty.
We're just keeping an eye on things going on. Do we,
Alright, you see a total of 8 Secret Service. What are you
we probably
doing?
found, like,
Well,
We pro-
okay, let me head you off by pointing out that as a very expensive residence, he's not exactly living in the middle of a blighted wasteland.
Oh no, it isn't expensive. This is expensive.
this is an estate.
Exactly.
This is an
And you know what?
estate.
expensive, and you know what? And do you know what very expensive and nice-looking grounds have in common?
A
Lots of
groundskeeper?
foliage, lots of green things, lots of growing things,
Yes, this is true.
Lots of places to hide.
So you hide it amongst the foliage.
Keeping an eye from a distance.
All right. There were two that were actually there during the time as you guys were waiting about. Possibly a third one roaming in the house. When he gets home, then you see the others. You notice that one of them is in charge and pretty much running the rest of the crew.
And how long did we get there before he got there?
He didn't get there until about 7:30.
And when did we get there?
You were there at 2.
Okay. In that case, Francis, I would like for you to approach the front door and basically serve as a distraction. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything that's going to get you in serious trouble. But just be distracting.
Apple, oh my god!
I'm in agreement
Try
with
to,
the plan.
try to
Do that.
convince them to invest in something, or that try to convince them to invest in something, or that you're trying to convert them to some religion or whatever. Like, essentially, you do that. I will sneak in the back and perform a mild reconnaissance of the house of the mansion myself.
This seems like a dangerous idea, but I do have an idea.
It's far more dangerous for me.
All right.
Yes, because you happen to work for the government. Francis goes back to the car.
I'm the one who's actually going to be breaking the law. You just have to go to the front and be yourself.
Okay.
Francis goes back to the car, goes to the trunk, pulls out a colander. I have an idea.
Door-to-door calendar salesman. Love it.
No, you said try to convert them
hold
to a
on.
religion.
Hold on. You go to your car and you pull out a colander.
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually going to have to ask at some
A
point
stranger.
for you to provide a list of some of the random shit that you have in your car, just because I want to know what you
It's
come
in
up
keeping
with.
with his.
because
It is fully in keeping with his.
Oh yeah,
character.
I'm not.
He
I'm not
keeps
arguing
several-
that. I'm
He used to
100%
keep
not
several
arguing that.
Erlenmeyer flasks, but as well as several other chemistry stuff, but those are presently at the archives holding Swamp Monster.
Yeah,
He's got a yo-yo,
I
baseball bat,
literally
several
just-
golf clubs, a 9-iron, for example.
Okay, so I just want you to do this at some point. Like, just drop a list of random shit that you've got in your car. Because you never know. You know, your glove box of doom might come in handy for something at some point.
Oh,
I mean, it's
Glove Box is
also
where
worth
he keeps
noting
his
that it
38.
probably changes on a day-to-day basis as well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
probably.
the glove box is where he
Yeah.
keeps a 38.
Anyway,
It's a quantum luggage storage device.
exactly. Yeah. Now, listen. I'm going to give you some advice. Be friendly and distracting. Don't make a lot of sudden movements. Don't do anything to indicate that you have a gun. In fact, don't bring any weapons with you, hidden or otherwise.
Francis puts away his cane.
Exactly.
Because
Just
everybody's
go to
seen
the
the
front
sword
desk
come
and
out.
just not front desk. Just go to the front door. Keep insisting to speak to whoever lives here, but always make it clear that you're not here for violence. You're not angry. You're merely over-enthusiastic and ill-informed.
Yes, well, Francis takes out his book about a flying spaghetti monster.
Yes. Perfect. Now,
He takes off his glasses, puts on a relatively convincing fake mustache.
Let's see how
Perfect.
just
Smell
how
the fake mustaches,
convincing
too,
this
while you're at it.
really
Go ahead.
is. How convincing is this really?
I mean, he's not actually trying to convince them of anything but being distracting.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the sum total of what he's not. I don't care if he actually sells them anything or convinces them of anything. He just has to be distracting, which you must admit is one of Francis's like greatest skills.
Yes, he can
It's
be
one of the
very
player's
sneaky.
greatest skills.
He actually has sneaky.
And I've given him a lot of advice about how to go about and do it. So kindly take a +1 to your rolls while following that advice.
You should take your own advice. You're the one going into the belly of the beast.
He cannot give his own advice to himself.
Fortunately, I cannot
that's not
give
how it
myself.
works.
Yeah,
He's
fair enough.
giving you a +1, but that.
Would you like me to go up and be a distraction now?
Yes, please.
Francis will
Meanwhile,
just.
I will try to sneak in through the back.
All right.
Well, Francis will take a long way to get to the driveway, long way back around, double back to get to the end of the driveway, with his book on Pastafarianism. Like 40 years too early.
Wait, did you say Rastafarianism or Pastafarianism?
Pasta.
Yeah, right, good, yeah, because that's what I thought I heard. I just wanted
It's
to double check.
anachronistic, but it is a real thing.
Oh, they
Yeah,
know. We've brought it up before.
Alright.
I think we
So,
brought it up last
As
session.
I say, I just wanted to make sure that I heard what I thought I heard, which was pasta.
All right.
If we were going for Rastafarianism, I'd be
Wearing
offending a whole lot of
smoking
people.
A big doobie.
So
Pass the duchy on the left-hand side.
you see these two here. As you're walking up, you see a lot of poppies on one side and on the other. They're kind of dead, so because it's cold. They're not there right now. They're kind of
That's a gardener that's being fired.
well.
You wouldn't plant poppies in January.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's being fired.
So they
like-
did, because they
like,
want
I
their
am not-
opium.
Exactly.
That's the thing. How crimson are these poppies?
Very.
Somebody's getting fired.
About to be
Probably out of a
more.
cannon.
They're covered in your blood.
Yeah, that's when you hear the shotgun being racked.
Well, they're constantly being watered, and they don't look good. They just don't look good.
Watered with blood. That's why they don't look good.
Yeah.
Actually not good for
Feed me,
plants.
Seymour!
But you see the two officers at the entrance there, and they notice you, and
Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior, the flying spaghetti monster?
as you're looking across, you see, and you're noticing the Art Deco that is on the doors, and they look over to you again. What are you talking about, and why are you here? Don't make
Well,
any
my-
sudden moves.
Well, like I said, I am a priest of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I am what you call a Pastafarian. Would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior, the Flying Spaghetti Monster?
No, we would not like to.
Are you sure?
Quite.
We don't work on Mondays.
What does that matter?
Oh, come on. Surely you all hate Mondays, too.
We don't. The days run together, but it doesn't matter.
Oh. Well, then you'll like all the extra holidays.
Why are you here?
I'm assuming he's being very loud. in all of
Yes,
this.
very loud.
Yes. I'm doing what all religious people going door to door do.
Exactly.
Uh,
So
Pe-
while he's
the
doing
man of the
that,
house is not
here.
here right now. You should go.
Well, that's depressing. But if I could get at least one conversion today, it'll be a good day. I have a quota to meet. And unfortunately, this is the last street on my list. So many people have slammed the door today.
And if we had a door to slam on, we would. So you could just walk the other direction if you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, that's happened a lot today, too. Are you sure you don't want to read this pamphlet? He proffers it forward.
No.
Aw.
The other security guard
Well,
that's here
that's a switch.
totally takes the pamphlet. What does it say?
It lists everything. The origin of the flying spaghetti monster. The whole kit and caboodle list and shebang. It all seems crazy, but it all seems reasonable as well. Your soul will ascend to pasta and cheesy goodness.
Roll me charisma.
Remember to take a +1 bonus.
Yep.
Is that with your +1?
Okay, you get this. You get the impression that the guy that took the pamphlet to give it a scan over, he seems to be taking a long time to give it a quick skim. You might actually have a hook into this guy.
Woohoo!
Bob, don't tell me you're gonna entertain this one.
I
What's
need
in
you
it?
to give me a charisma roll. nah, he kind of looks up at his buddy. There's the eyebrow twitch as if like. But,
Hey, this religion actually sounds kind of good.
yeah, like he points out a couple bits. Like, no, he's actually telling the truth here. Like, if this is legit,
Are you
you know,
kidding
they
me?
don't actually work on Mondays. They have a ton of stuff. And then, like, for both of you guys, you notice that, okay, for both the security guard and for Francis, you notice that his voice starts fading away as if he's getting really quiet into the background as he's going on about the supporting evidence of all the craziness that Francis is saying.
And Francis actually has legitimate business cards. He is, in fact, a pastafarian.
Oh my god, do you hand him a business card?
Yep.
All right, he 1 for 1 does the entire scene out of American Psycho.
It's embossed.
Yeah, the subtle off-white eggshell embossing. Oh my god. This is clearly more expensive than my car.
I need to
So,
watch
Francis-
American Psycho again.
Yeah. So while Francis is doing that,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
smash cut to Nathaniel. I'm being summoned.
Alright.
Okay, so Magica is in fact an Eldritch entity. We've just confirmed that.
always
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. All right, what's Nathaniel doing as he's being such a sneaky boy?
Well, Nathaniel is using his years of expertise when it comes to being a member of the boy, understanding like how investigations go, to try to stealthily sneak in through the back and perform a stealthy search of the house.
A stealthy.
Stealthy.
So, like a
Notice-
sneaky boy, he's going to
Both
utilize the back
sneaky
door.
and stealthy were used in that description.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Got it.
like a sneaky boy, he's going to assault the back door, try and slip inside all the way.
Yes.
Hmm.
If there's one thing, believe me, if there's one thing the boy knows how to do, it's how to search a place without it being obvious the place was searched.
And I'm looking to see what I want to make you roll. Act under
Act under
pressure.
pressure. All right. Would I have any forwards for this? Such as by the distraction that's being provided at the front. The very loud distraction that's being provided at the front.
Hmm.
If I may,
You may.
Unfortunately, he has walked away. This is a
I just
very
got
good
back.
opportunity for him to roll the help out, which is what you'd be looking for.
Yeah,
So,
go
Oh,
ahead and help.
Where is that?
That would be on.
it is a basic move.
It's a basic move.
Basic
It
move.
will be
That's
Yep.
before your actual charm, cool, and items there.
Found it.
Now, note,
Cool,
if you fail
before-
this, whatever, if anything goes wrong, whatever Nathaniel is subjected to, you will be subjected to in equal quantities.
Well, good thing I have luck.
And you will want to use that.
I
luck.
am using a luck for that.
Okay.
Oh god, snake eyes.
Mhm.
Oh no, not snake eyes, but
Okay, because
Yeah,
you use luck, you will have one forward.
okay, cool.
You didn't need it. You are the knight.
He just fails upward.
This
Yeah.
is what Nathaniel is good at. Like, legitimately.
Nathaniel, you are the knight. You somehow learn the pattern of the guard that's right here, of where he tends to walk.
Dandalanda. You seamlessly slip into a cardboard box.
You spontaneously create the Soliton radar using a lamp and a phone that is next to you.
So, because you are the knight, where do you want to go? You can go there. I'm not even gonna bother. Do you want to go up
Right,
the
just
second
keep in mind,
floor?
you
Do you want to
need
go on the
to-
first floor?
You
What
do
do you
need to unequip the box if you want to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I'll probably be going upstairs because that's where an office is more likely to be.
All right. All right. So, because of the way this is going to be set up, we're just going to assume, are you going to be moving in ever, Francis, or can I just go to the second floor?
Just go to the second floor. Francis can keep trying to sell.
You managed to get by him without a problem. The actual guard is listening in to Francis right now.
Yep.
And soon other cards are joining.
Not
Almost
yet.
almost like this was a plan.
Was this a plan? This must have been a plan. Yeah. There is. Okay, so. There we go. You find yourself going up the stairs here.
Okay. This, like, quickly, checking out each room. This looks the most like a study,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Is that a study or is it a washroom?
No, that
I
is
think
not
so.
a washroom. This is more of a washroom. This
Okay.
is a laboratory.
It's a laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any room up here that looks like a study or an office?
Kind of over here. There's one. And I would say it's not an office, but there is a desk in here. I think, yeah.
I can't see where you're thinking.
Trying to find the desk.
Okay. I'm looking for desks that have active.
Here's
like,
a desk.
papers
Here's a
on them.
desk. This would be a desk that would have active. Now, when you go in there, I'm gonna need
Yes.
you to do an there's gonna be a roll that you're gonna want to
Probably act under pressure.
act under pressure. Yeah.
All right. May I ask what I'm rolling act under pressure for?
Well, I don't know if it'd be act under pressure. And be investigative mystery, no.
But yeah, the point is, what is it for?
The red
'Cause I
box.
don't know.
There's a
You're
red
for what,
box.
sorry?
There's a red box in here.
Okay, well, like, I don't need a roll to.
Yeah,
to
like, yeah.
identify
When he
the
walks
box.
into the room, does the box try and eat him or something?
Yeah, like, there's not really a roll necessary for that.
No, but you can investigate it. Okay,
Okay,
so as you go in there, you notice that there are a lot of papers on the left-hand side. There is a coffin-sized red box in the middle. You have your fireplace. You have your couch.
Coffin-sized red box, you say?
Yes, it's a red box.
Okay,
All right,
now
I'm going to make sure.
investigate, and depending on the roll, will depend on which side the chain is on.
Could I argue for? Could I argue for read a bad situation?
Yes, you could do that.
Because like I'm noticing the word coffin size, and because we're dealing with Draculas, Nathaniel is immediately suspicious of any sealed box that is coffin sized.
Mm-hmm. Read a bad situation. That will work.
Okay. Hold on one second. Just read here. Okay.
As you head into this room, you notice that there are no windows whatsoever in this room. It is, for all intents and purposes, dark. You notice that there is there is a light, but it's not lit near the desk. You see the red coffin-sized box, and you realize that box could hold a body. It's that big.
It is big enough.
And it's also that ornate.
Is
I
there
have a
any?
question. Has Karsa read the description of bad situation?
I thought I did. Let me read it again.
I mean, you can just describe the room. Like, I don't need a roll for description of the room or a description of the box.
Right.
No, I'm not saying in regards to that. I'm double checking that the other DM has in fact read what that skill specifically is for. Just before she gets too far in.
So you made 11. You got 3 holds.
Okay.
What are the
Is there a
questions?
danger? Is there an active danger in this room?
Yes.
Okay. If you act on the answers, you get a +1 ongoing while the information is relevant. Ah, cool. Okay. Okay. What's the best way to protect myself?
Leave the room.
There is an active danger.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to protect myself would be to just leave the room. This coffin, this red box, red coffin-shaped box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, it's coffin-shaped, coffin-sized. Okay. Ideal situation, which is not feasible right now, but ideal situation would be to just try and lock this thing shut and then sneak it out. But it's not exactly like feasible to do by myself. I would need at least one other person to attempt to try and carry that thing out. Unless it's on some form of like, unless it's on like a pallet or something designed for easy conveyance.
It is on rollers.
Yeah, I was
is
about
on
to say, it's
rollers.
probably on like a dolly table.
Mm-hmm.
No, because there's still stairs. Like that. As awesome as it would be to just waltz out of here with a chain shut coffin with a vampire inside of it.
You know,
Logistics
as you were basically
getting in the
describing
way.
the act of stealing it because it's on
Activate
wheels.
all 6
That-
seals!
Yeah, that's exactly what I was picturing. Is like,
Ow.
you know, Francis is outside being a nuisance, and somehow he's managing to keep them distracted as Nathaniel's in the background of the scene. It's like dunk, dunk, dunk as he brings this thing on wheels down the fucking stairs. Somehow, every time there's a thud, Francis gets loud enough to cover it.
Ah, but
man.
here's the thing!
Yeah, exactly. You're, oh, but one more every time there's a dunk. Oh man.
Yeah, like I keep trying to figure out a solution, and no matter what I come with, I'm just at, we need more people for this. Like, it just doesn't work.
Oh man.
Okay, active threat in this room, things like that.
Now, I mean, there are rose bushes out there, so you could wheel it into another room and just lob it out. I'm not saying it'll work, but it's an option.
No, it's a really bad idea. Like, read a bad situation. Is that a bad idea?
I'm gonna
After
give you.
asked-
I'm gonna give you the freebie that yes, it's a very bad idea.
This is one of those if you have to ask sort of questions.
Yeah.
All right. Threat, what's most vulnerable to me? I always thought that was an interesting question. What's most vulnerable to me?
The vampire, because then it's coffin.
I mean, technically speaking, like, you know, that could be an answer if you have something that you don't know is, you know, something that the current danger would be weak to.
Okay.
Then,
Outside of this room, there is a big hallway. There are windows in that hallway, right?
There are windows in most of the rooms, but not in
Except
this
for
one.
this one, obviously. Yeah. Okay. There are windows in most of the rooms except for this one. There's windows directly outside. I'm assuming there are no like drapes or anything, or if there were, I will quickly go out, open all of the drapes.
The drapes are on every window.
Yeah, but opening them is my point. Like,
Yeah, just remember, it's dark out.
It's not dark
it's 2
yet.
p.m.
You guys started this
Oh,
in the daytime.
I
Yeah.
thought we had staked it out.
At 7:30, the others will
At
be
7:30 he
showing.
shows up, but my whole plot was that like if he's not there, I'm just gonna sneak in before he gets there.
Yeah.
Ah.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
I
so
missed that part.
Opening up all of the drapes.
So
over
all
here.
the drapes are being opened up. Okay.
Opening up all the drapes and making a mental note to close them when I leave.
Mhm.
If I'm able to leave peacefully, I may need to make a much faster, I may need to beat a much faster retreat. Looking out those windows, is there any window that I could theoretically jump through to land on bushes or something below?
You can land over here
On a stone thing below, or
on. Well, it's similar to the one that's outside.
oh, so it's kind of like a raised terrace or whatnot.
Yeah, it's a raised terrace. You could land right there.
Theoretically, I could jump out, land there, and then continue like jumping the rest of the way and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure there's nothing that could theoretically get in the way in case I need to make a sudden beeline for it. Yeah, I would have brought my. I was debating for a second, like, would I have brought any weapons? And I'm like, you know what? If I'm caught in here, I'm just fucked no matter what. So might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's not being unarmed is not going to make this situation significantly better if I get caught. So, have the pistol ready, and I mean absolutely ready.
Okay.
Having the door wide open, in fact propped open, to make sure it can't be suddenly closed.
Mm-hmm.
Going to very carefully, very slowly open the box and just try and get a peek at what's inside. Ready at the drop of a hat to book it out of this room.
Okay.
This is a bad idea.
This is act under pressure.
This is act under pressure.
Hold on, fair enough. It's act under pressure if something is going to go wrong as a result of doing this.
This is act under pressure.
My character does not really know how Dracula's work. If he's completely, insensate and a coma in torpor, then I shouldn't need to roll anything. But
this is act under pressure.
If not, then it's act under pressure. Okay.
It's act under pressure.
Fair enough.
Be prepared to burn a luck.
Yeah. Well, actually, that raises an excellent point. I used 2 of my holds. I have 3 for my read a bad situation. So I suppose I'll use the very last one. I suppose I'll use the very last one for. Are there any additional dangers I haven't noticed? This is the stuff I haven't noticed.
In this room. In this room.
Yes. Just around in general, in this situation. In this bad situation, are there any additional dangers I have not noticed?
That is your current danger.
That is the only danger.
That's the only danger you notice.
Alright, so using...
To be fair, yeah, the danger you wouldn't notice is because you haven't triggered it, which is being carelessly rash. So as long as you are, careful and not just grabbing the lid and ripping it open.
Not making a lot of noise.
Yeah, in theory, nothing will go wrong.
I'm a hero.
Heroes take risks. The hero. You know who a hero is? Someone who dies.
Yes. So, alright. Using my 2 of the holds that would be relevant to this situation, knowing the fastest way out and knowing what the danger is, I would like to get a +2 to this roll because oh wait, that's a fair question. Is it going to be a +2 or +1? Because for read a bad situation at the end it says if you act on the answers you get a +1 ongoing while the information is relevant.
It's just one. You don't stack. You act on the information as a whole.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So read a bad situation with a +1 because I am 100% acting on this information. I spent a bunch of time setting everything up. All right.
Wow. All right. Okay.
Didn't even need it.
You were so quiet. Were you picking up the lid?
Is it locked? Does it have a lock?
No.
Then very as gently and slowly and quietly and carefully and watching for any sign of movement or activity as possible, inching it open to take a look at what's inside.
You see a 16-year-old boy sleeping.
I knew it. I figured. Yeah, I figured. It would be the son. Is he asleep, or am I now looking at a either very angry or very frightened or possibly some mixture of the two?
You had such a good roll. He's sleeping.
He slept through it. Okay. Alright. Well, I mean, we now have confirmation,
and like some potential things we can act on. Like worst case scenario, just coming back another day and burning this down is a valid option.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to very carefully inch it closed again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to leave this room and basically just quickly go and look over as many available documents and whatnots as there are on the various desks, like looking for office, laboratory, notes, that sort of thing. Quickly taking copies, and I'm going to continue doing this for as long as I can hear Francis making a racket outside.
I mean, he is apparently selling this to these guys.
Oh, it's very interesting because he's actually very loud and actually making a tennis racket.
Honestly, yeah. See, we also have arts and crafts.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, by the way, have I shown you the symbol pulls out a tennis racket? And if you change these angles right here, like, basically does the fucking
Cat's
string
cradle.
around the string around the fingers thing with the tennis racket.
Oh,
And, like, in the background, another guard who stopped and watched, he suddenly screams as his head explodes.
Okay. I technically rolled read a bad situation instead of act under pressure by mistake. The results would have been the same. Like, I used the same. I used
Same modifier.
both read a bad situation and act under.
It's still fine. It's still fine.
I was saying, man, you needed to have some hefty negatives to push that into anything other than full success.
Yeah.
All right. So, as I said, just continue taking notes, copying information. I'm not stealing anything because things that are stolen will be missed. But making copies of everything that I can, taking notes on it, looking for correspondence, looking for any reference to his son's ongoing health / and/or condition. Particularly
Looks
looking
at
for
the
things like
coffin.
that. Particularly looking for like names of the people we already know are involved in it. That one unfortunate professor, something like just spending as much time as I can taking all of these notes, always keeping one ear open for Francis's ongoing racket. And once the racket ends and it sounds like Francis is actually being moved away, is either walking away or being forced away, either or, I will try to stealthily make my exit.
And you did this while you put the lid back down quietly and...
Yes. And
Okay.
also, like, readjusted. Like, again, a big part of these investigations is being able to search a place without it being apparent that you searched a place.
Okay, alright.
It's making notes of where everything was before you moved it and moving it back afterwards.
Well,
As
you already made the roll and it was an ultimate success. I will give it to you. Yes, there are some names that you would notice that were on there. As
All right,
talking
making notes of everything, making notes of all of this. Like I brought a big old notebook, empty, full of pages, just taking notes on all of this, every piece of possibly incriminating thing. Trying to gather as
would
much
you
information
be
as I can.
okay?
Not like memorizing it or even like taking it in now. This is very much the just copying as much as possible. I'll consider the ramifications later.
Okay.
During your quick copying, you do notice that you get Dexter's side of the journal entries that the doctor had, the archaeologist had, where he does seem to really not think much of this guy. It's like, literally, if you did not know this language, I would probably kill you myself for being such an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he really had an incredibly low opinion of this dude.
I just want to point out, this makes you copy and him pasta.
Yep.
You know what, Francis, going forward, that's what this particular team up will go by. Copy pasta.
Copy pasta. Jinx.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
How
what
did
this
we get
episode is
here?
titled, to copy pasta.
Nope, that works. Works for me. Yep.
Karsa is just like, how did we get here? I need therapy.
I need therapy a long time ago. What's your thing? Anyway. Yeah, so because you had such a good roll, you do manage to copy a lot. And you have until they get tired of him. Or until
I mean, he is apparently sold at least 2 of them on Pastafarianism.
Damn.
Which is good, because we're still a very small and anachronistic
And Bob's just looking
religious
at him
movement.
like,
Now this is a
Can't
now
believe
like
you.
yeah, that's a fair question. Like, you know, if I happen to try and like sort of peek out through one of the front-facing windows, do I see the 2 guards outside?
you would only be able to see him if you went into another room. This room is completely with
Oh,
no
I do
windows.
not spend any more time in the vampire room than absolutely necessary.
Okay.
You've mentioned several desks on this floor, so I'm
Yeah,
going through
yeah.
all of the desks.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're gonna find one of the desks is for the head guard.
Okay.
And that's over here.
Pity
Make
you
some
didn't bring a
notes
whack.
of potential. Make some notes of potential, like blackmail material, standard stuff.
Kind of interesting, because you find out that there is blackmail material. Somebody was blackmailing Willit.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Making notes of everything. Like I said, everything I possibly can as I'm going through. No, I was just trying to see, like, if, basically, if there would be any indication that, you know, how many guards are out there currently talking to Francis. Does Francis at some point say, all 2 of you, or all 3 of you, or something
He
like
would
that?
have to say all 3.
Yeah.
So, okay,
now
so
all 3 of you could be totally saved.
so I do have confirmation that all 3 guards are currently outside, right?
Are currently in the area.
Are
One
currently
is
outside.
inside but listening. The other is still at his post, and the third one is the one talking mostly to Francis.
Okay. Now, this mansion, like, is it very old or is it rather new and modern? Keeping in mind that we are in America, there's a limit on how old things can get.
As I said, that the front entrance was Art Deco. That'd be
Which means it's more
1920s.
recent.
Okay. So the mansion as a whole is very new, which I'm assuming means like modern fixtures, like it has a gas stove.
It does.
Like that would be very modern for the time.
Yes. It has a gas
Very
stove.
modern, very new, and very
A
dangerous.
gas stove. It even has indoor
no.
plumbing, right?
It does.
Oh no.
Okay, so are you familiar with what's called a double decker?
Oh no.
You mean an upper decker?
It's not a double decker, it's an upper decker, you jackass. And toilets would not. A toilet at the time would have too high a cistern for you to do that.
That's fair.
Not if it has high enough ceilings. You just gotta work hard a little more.
Okay, I am actually slightly intrigued because I'm not sure where this is going now. I thought it was going one way, but it seems to go in another way.
Okay.
I'm
So
less
my
than-
un-American friend, an upper decker is where instead of doing taking a shit in the actual toilet bowl, you'll do it in the back tank.
Unfortunately, toilets at that time had a pull chain and an upper
Yes,
cistern.
Like I said, if the ceiling's high enough, you can still do it.
You
No,
just
Take
need
a little
to-
more work.
Too much effort considering like how quickly I would need to get out of here. So we'll leave that.
Fair enough.
I mean, to
Save
be
that.
fair, considering your roles, I would take an act under pressure.
No, it's not.
Instead, you're just gonna leave the gas on, right?
Wouldn't it be act to relieve pressure?
Yeah.
I'm
Act without
glad I
pressure.
don't have anything to drink.
Oh man.
No. Oh man. Okay.
We're taking the
No.
Mickey out of this situation.
Like I said, as like making it taking as many notes as possible, and if there's still time, I guess checking out that laboratory as well. Like, yes, I looked at notes, but again, if there is still time, I do have numerous little, like extra tinctures, evidence bags, things of that sort, and I will try to take a few tiny samples of whatever he is working on.
It's not his. It's a current house doctor. So
he's got an in-house pharmacy. Got it.
yes.
Or at
Oh,
the
that's
time, he would
even
have said
better. I
Nicole
grabbed
Chemist.
some of the good shit.
You replaced it with some of your uranium shit, right?
Oh, that would be hilarious. Yeah, just like not even like doing the whole thing. Just like take out a few pills, replace them with uranium pills that look the same.
Now here's the fun thing. You see a lot of blood samples.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Oh boy,
All right.
transfusion.
I mean, strictly
Are they
speaking,
labeled?
if you're willing to roll the dice, you could always drink some of them. You might get superpowers. I mean, you might get dead, which some would qualify as a superpower, but
Yeah, it's the ultimate
Nathaniel
freedom
has
of
no
all
desire to become
responsibility.
Because you
supernatural
went
just-
over here, and this is actually the doctor's office.
Okay.
The house
The
doctor's.
blood samples, are they labeled?
they're labeled with dates that appear to be roughly 2 months between each sample,
Mhm.
and they date back about 2 years.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. Okay. Do some of the thing, like blood doesn't keep very long, even in a sample, unless it's like being chilled.
It's got some anticoagulant inside it to keep it from coagulating.
Which, considering at room temperature, only takes about 4 hours.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Yes, everything medically supports that, but it doesn't explain
this
the
also
fact
is
that
more than
every
likely
single
still
one of
natural.
these. Yeah, every single one of these, even the oldest one, looks like it could have been taken this morning.
Alright,
Yes, curious thing.
is-
Don't
would
ask how
it
I know
be-
about blood coagulation, by the way.
Would
Because
it
your
be-
family's in medicine. It's simple as that.
I mean,
Would
that's
it
fair.
be possible to take some kind of sample of blood, some of this blood, with me in a way that is not apparent? Hey, like we
Yes.
have less blood than we should have.
Yeah. Yeah, when you look across the, I forget the proper name for them, but it's the little wooden things that you put the vitals in.
Yeah.
When you look across the selection of them, they are not all the exact same amount. Like, some of them look like there's maybe 2 or 3 cc's. Other ones, there's like, the thing is completely full.
Yeah, aim for about 2 months back then. Like the oldest samples he would have seen many, many times, and any like difference would be more noticeable.
Mhm.
Newest ones would still be fresh in his memory, so aim for about like 2 months back.
Okay. Yeah, you could go
I mean,
ahead and
is a
do
good
that.
plan, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can easily swipe a sample from the last few, and yeah, you can get like, let's say 4 separate samples.
I don't need 4 separate samples realistically. I'm fine with just the one.
All right,
I
yeah,
don't wanna
you're
be
able to
weighed
get
down
one.
too much. All right, now assuming is because like, admittedly, all this extra like note taking, all the stuff, this is taking up time. Is Francis still going strong out front?
He's been going for 45 minutes and he's still going strong.
Still going strong.
Yeah, I think it would be time for a do you get a guy drawing a gun and telling you to get the fuck out roll.
Well, Bob is about to do that because Bob is bored. The others are very excited and interested. Bob is like,
Francis
we
will.
need to be doing
Francis,
our
I
job.
think it's time for a read a bad situation.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, my character sheet closed. I love it when Roll20 does this. Where is read a bad situation?
That's in your abilities.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock.
Why'd you ask?
It's where is it on the character sheet?
Same place it always is.
It's on there. Yeah. It's under the heading "Read a Bad Situation."
Yep, found it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that is that whole thing for the purposes of the video. He does have a point because the sheet is badly laid out. It's not particularly readable unless you have everything collapsed.
I didn't think it was easy to find. I just said it was in the same place it always is.
I
Anyway.
mean, he's out of line, but he's right.
You got a 10.
He's not there.
I got a success. I realize that at least one guy is ready to start shooting without asking questions. Well, I see that I have taken. Oh, looks at his watch. Holy crap! This is my best sales pitch yet. Clicks it shut. Leaves another card. If you wish to attend the meeting, our next service is on Tuesday.
The two that are interested will say, okay, we'll be there.
Yeah, I decided to give Francis crazy religion.
And the other one will say, I'm not on my life.
Well, I'm sure we'll get you round in the end, buddy. What did you say your name was?
Bob.
Bob. Bob. Plain Bob. Got it.
I'm not telling you my name fully.
Upon hearing all of this, Nathaniel's making his exit.
All right.
Climbing down a drain pipe, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Did you forget to do something?
I've mentioned several times that I was going through as I was going and cleaning up after myself.
Oh, so you took care of the drapes too?
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, once I saw that the Dracula child was not going to wake up, close the drapes again.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he did mention that, like, if he didn't need to run out, he could close the drapes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Way back when.
Oh yeah, I was remembering that. I was actually going to
you're
bring that
being
up. That yes, multiple times said was going to do this.
The angel
stuff,
is
and then
being
as
devil's
soon as it's
advocate. Got it.
No longer needed.
Yeah.
It would all be
Yeah.
reset.
Gotcha.
Francis will tip his colander to them and start walking back down the path.
Although there is that little voice in the back of your mind that said, "Ha! Look at these idiots! Never even noticed all of these drapes suddenly opening and closing at random."
Well, he had him from the back side. He didn't take it from the front. Because he opened them from the front side.
Yep.
and
The
couldn't-
boy had them from the back. Took them from the back.
Crazy. Not Vinny. Nathaniel's getting so many back shots in.
Heyo.
You started it, Karsa.
Alright, so at this point in time, you guys... Well,
I'm going to use one of those holds. Just because my time's almost up and I won't be here next week.
okay.
How dare you?
Where will the next big event occur? As he's walking down the path, Francis is doing his connecting the dots thing.
Honestly, I'm gonna have a hard time with answering that question because I don't know if you guys are gonna go back to that manor. Or if Al's gonna do anything.
It's always like a difficult thing with games or just storylines that encourage more player.
Yeah, that's the reason I don't use these fucking holds.
So use a different hold or use a different question
Hang on.
than that.
For
How does
that
this
one, it's you just say there's a major event happening here. Whether we
Oh,
do
yeah.
anything about it is on us.
Well, I've got 3. How does this mystery connect to the bigger picture?
That's
two.
Are these your holds from Read a Bad Situation?
No, these are holds that
Okay,
were
okay.
from KK's
How does this
thing. She said
go
I
with
had
the
until the
bigger
end of the
picture?
session.
Everything that has happened today has dealt with the same picture.
So we have in fact
There
have
are
in
2
fact
mysteries going on right now.
So the spider's web is in fact getting smaller as we go along. Or larger.
Yes.
One of the two. Damn it, I didn't
This
say my usual
is the
thing.
major mystery. The shadow thing is a weird, like,
No, actually,
Side thing.
that's actually part of the mystery too.
That's a lead into the next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so like I said, Nathaniel makes his exit, and once sufficiently away from the house, will reconnect back with Francis.
But
Well,
you
I managed
would
to
know
convert-
by that hole that all of it has been connected.
Yeah, well, Francis will talk to Nathaniel. Well, I managed to convert 2 of them to my religion.
Perfect. Don't care. But happen to hear it anyway. Team Copy Pasta goes for the high five.
What's this?
It's a high five. It's gonna be all the rage in like 50 years. Just act like you want to open hand slap my hand.
Francis complies.
And
And hits you really hard.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, roll a 1d2, and on an odd, you miss.
Come on, the character is not that, like, you know.
I mean, he did say he took his glasses off.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
All right, then roll a 1d2 -5 because you're blind as shit. Nah, I'm joking with you.
well, then he can't get a 1, so he succeeds.
So
Ah, there we go. Yeah.
he still hits. He still hits.
Team Copy
He
Pasta.
hits, and it hurts. Both of them.
Okay, maybe not as hard next time, but you got the spirit.
Yes.
There,
Kid.
Unfortunately, Cain is no longer with us either. The high five would have been, it succeeds, you go flying.
Nah.
I'm saying Nathaniel's got a 1 in tough. He's not a weakling.
Yeah, that's you just give a little bit harder of a.
If we go
I think
by
the
the assumption that 0 represents average human capability, Nathaniel's tougher than most.
Could somebody please look at what Cain's was?
Two.
So it would in fact hurt you a lot more.
No, not really.
The only thing I have a minus in is cool.
That totally.
No, Nathaniel's
makes
a cool as a
sense.
cucumber. He's just very uncharming.
All right, so you get back to the car, and you have info.
So, what did you find out?
Okay, so first off, right on the money, guy's kid is a vampire. Sorry, guy's kid is a Dracula.
He is a vampire. A vampyre.
That's a strange way of spelling Dracula, but whatever, Francis. I'm in a good mood.
You're immediately cut in half by a dude with a medical saw.
Oh, come on. Vampire was still being spelt that way.
Yes,
Well, I mean,
a reference to a video
yeah,
game spelled that way.
I mean, the literal thing is
I've never played that one
developers-
specifically.
The developers actually stated that it's not called vampire; it's called vampire. I've always taken issue. Like, what is the fucking difference? I don't care.
One hangs out in the city, one hangs out on the docks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, do you think he's trying to cure his son?
I believe so. Like, I'll share with Francis everything that I found, like everything that I like directly witnessed, and then like I also have all of these notes, a full notebook to go through.
Francis's favorite thing.
Yes. Hey, that's what I'll be doing all of next session.
Pretty much.
Okay. There will be just occasional smash cuts for the X-Files scene plays, and Francis is sorting through everything.
Yeah, we'll go with that for your session.
There will be lots of ultra detailed descriptions of zoom-ins on eyes moving rapidly as you're muttering to yourself and like.
I do have. Crazy eyes.
Okay.
Alright, so anyway, that's what we're going to be spending some time going over and sort of figuring out our ideal next. Waiting to hear back from a bunch of guys who had to go check out a radio show, apparently.
It is almost 9 o'clock. Do we want to just call it here and we'll continue on with the radio show and that part next week? Because Francis will not be there. And Nathaniel,
Yep, wish me luck at not killing my family members.
And Nathaniel,
No,
do you want to join with the group, or do you want to continue looking at your notes?
I mean, the timeline just wouldn't add up.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but...
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go recon back at the archives, I guess. Not recon, regroup! That's the other word.
I believe the full word you're reading for is reconvene.
Thank you! I knew it was re-something.
Well, if one of you decide, besides Francis, to call it a day next week, then we will probably not get back together until the week after.
Which would also be good news for my lack of presence.
Yeah. So it will be up to you guys if you want to continue on next week. But you do have 2 mysteries going on at the same time.
I mean, if nothing else, you could do like a half episode where it's just like me and Vinny finishing up at the radio station.
And calling it when he leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Proper French spelling state also stuck around for a while.
So let's do a summary of what you guys have learned right now. And then I'm going to call it. So, as of right now, you realize that Willit's son is in a box and is a vampire.
Yep, technically speaking, he is in the forever box.
Forever box. And you know that there's something going on with the house doctor. There's definitely blackmail going on. There is some blackmail going on with the Secret Service head.
Ooh, baby.
And there is... And you will know if you guys stayed any longer, if you would have stayed past 7:30, that Willit does show up with his other crew. Finally, on the other side, with Elle and with Vinny, they have discovered that the Shadow show has actually had a murder, and there is 2 others that they know of that are connected. Well, we were going with that, but one of their head actors was killed, shot, and then something was burned, a symbol was burned on his back that matches pride. We learned that somehow Maxine, who by the way is the one that Ricky was with, also was killed, and but you don't know anything more than the fact that she also had the symbol of lust on her.
Ah, so we are in fact dealing with somebody branding the 7 deadly sins.
Fuck, man, it's like I said that.
He said that, so yes.
Ah.
And then the final one is dealing with greed, and that is a former pharma boss named Dr. Namus. That's the 3 that you know as of right now. You don't know why they're connected, but they are all connected.
Well, we got vampires, we got the 7 deadly sins. Let's be on the lookout for terrible phantoms as well.
Anyway, I
You
shall
actually
challenge you
already
guys when
got
I'm
the
lucid.
terrible phantoms before. At the party, if you remember.
No, that's a fair point, yeah.
No,
I'm
she's got a
referencing the
point.
book. I'm referencing the book in Nosferatu that what's his name? The main guy reads and then just kind of like scoffs at.
The guy that's not the vampire.
Yes, before heading to
The
town.
the Van Helsing stand-in.
No, he's not a Van Helsing stand-in. He's just like he's a realtor. Like he's going to Count Orlok's castle to sell him some land in Germany.
Oh yeah, God, it's been a
Oh
while
right,
since I watched
so he's
Nosferatu.
actually the stand-in for Jonathan.
Yeah, it's a stand-in for
Yeah, it's been a
Anyway,
while since I've watched Nosferatu.
Keanu Reeves is running around saying "whoa" a lot.
okay. This is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name. KKWX is my empire. We're playing Waystone Mysteries with my friends from NRT. We have discovered the child vampire, or AKA Dracula, and
The little vampire.
the little vampire. And we have also discovered that there is something about the deadly sins going on. We will find out next time on Waystone Mysteries.
Tune in next week for the next episode of Waystone Mysteries.
Good.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Goodbye.
Oh, you completely peeked out that time, yeah.